You're not missing any of her testimony. But Ted, really smart move by the defense. The defense attorney, when we could hear her and not see her, here's what we know from the field producer notes there in the courtroom. And that is she got out of the witness stand. She went before the jury box and she demonstrated with her attorney what she says happened when Michael Sterling, that's her attorney, when the victim in the case slammed her and she threw him to the ground, demonstrating that. I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, I think it is, especially getting right up close to the jury. You want the jury to feel as if they're in that moment. And so obviously we didn't get to see exactly how she did it and all of that, but hopefully she was prepared for it, because obviously the jury's going to be looking at her almost every second.
Yeah.
What her reaction is, all of that. And brilliant move, like you said. You want to bring that jury into that emotional aspect of it. This is what this whole case is about.
It is, and demonstrative aids, I always preach about they should be used more than they are, but this is a great one. We can see their live shot, so you see what they're doing, talking to the judge. You're not missing testimony. But the other thing I have to ask you about, so right now she's testifying about an incident 2 weeks before the shooting occurred, and she's saying that's when the defendant slammed her on the ground. She called the police. She then sent a text to DeMonte's mother. That's what they're discussing right now. We'll see if that's allowed in or not. But again, I think the defense is trying to say this is her mindset. She was afraid of him. She was in reasonable fear because of the way he had abused her or treated her in the past.
That's right. They're building brick by brick that wall. So this is one of the incidents, as we heard earlier, that they're going to get to others with maybe a police report. We'll see what gets into evidence there. She'll be able to testify to those things. So you're building this wall with these bricks to show, look at all these different instances that are creating this mindset that she has going into this event in the early hours of this day where he loses his life. So great move by them.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not judging. I'm just saying if I were on the jury, I would question, if you were this fearful of this man who is the child, one of the children's fathers, why would you leave again all four of your children with him in the home 2 weeks after this happened and he slammed her to the ground, and after we know there was also an incident between him and her 12-year-old? So is the jury going to think about that and say, this doesn't make sense? Why would she even leave him there in the first place?
Yes, absolutely. And the prosecutor is going to remind them of those things. So all we're hearing right now is obviously the defense side. So it sounds real bad, but the prosecutor's going to get up.
Sorry to cut off. Let's go back into the courtroom.
Number one with the